A Georgia judge will decide in the next 2 weeks if Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis should be disqualified from the Trump election case.
So how did we get here? What's happened so far? And what should we expect ahead? Let's go off the wall to learn a little more. Closing arguments yesterday in the hearing on whether or not Fani Willis should be removed from the case against Donald Trump over a conflict of interest concluded, with the judge saying that he's going to need about 2 weeks. So who is Fani Willis? Fani Willis was elected in 2021. She ran against her former boss in Fulton County, Georgia, and she won, Pete, by like 73%.
She did, and she's no newcomer to the Fulton County District Attorney's Office. She may have won in 2021, but she's been in that office since 2001. Prosecuting a lot of different cases, actually gained a reputation as a good prosecutor. So everybody in that courtroom, everybody in that, all the lawyers, the judge, everybody knows Fani Willis. So this is a lot more complicated than just he said, she said.
Based on that testimony, I don't know how she garnered the reputation as a good prosecutor, but she did launch an investigation into Donald Trump almost immediately after the election, after her election. She launched it into the 2020 presidential.
Correct. And then especially after that transcript came out where Donald Trump said, hey, to the Secretary of State in Georgia, I want to find those votes. Remember that? Then she was like, okay, we're going to go after this guy. That was her smokescreens.
Now, the hearing that's been taking place across your television is over whether or not she had an improper relationship with the person she appointed as the special prosecutor into Donald Trump, Nathan Wade.
So here's the thing. Once she starts this prosecution, a lot of money pours in. She's got to hire lawyers. She put together a RICO case, which is a novel legal theory to go after Donald Trump and about 18 other associates. If you're going to do that, you need a lot of good lawyers.
Yeah.
So she hired 2 lawyers who were very experienced in the area, had done a lot of cases similar to it. And then this guy, Nathan Wade, who at the time everyone said, that looks interesting. He hadn't done any cases like that, doesn't have a lot of experience, and he's getting paid a ton of money. So I don't know how many people recognized that at the beginning, but as things started trickling out, that's when the problem started.
Now, the allegations are they had an improper relationship. They had a romantic relationship. They had an intimate relationship. And a big point of the trial has been, when did that relationship start? Now, the reason why that's important is that if she appointed somebody she's already had a relationship with and then garnered financial benefits in the form of them taking trips together that he paid for, this thing was fruit of the poison tree from the beginning.
That's exactly right. No one really cares whether those two have a relationship. That's not the issue. There's salacious stuff that comes out. Who cares? The only thing that matters is the timeline. Because here's when he was hired, when the case was started in November, and what the Trump team is trying to show, and what you watched all week in the trial, is no, the relationship happened months, if not years sooner, meaning when he was hired, and by the way, he filed for divorce after that, so they're trying to keep the timeline tidy.
A day!
My point on that is they've been trying to keep the timeline tidy for a while on all of this.
Yeah.
But evidence shows, a lot of cell phone evidence shows that your phone doesn't just arrive and stay at someone else's condo for 5 hours in the middle of the night.
They're saying they got involved with each other after she appointed Nathan Wade.
I don't know how they're getting over that. They're trying to get past all this digital evidence, though, Will. There's digital evidence of texts and phone calls, thousands of them.
And I do want to disagree with you on one thing. This isn't everything, because there's also an allegation that he wasn't hired properly, that he wasn't approved by Fulton County, which would honestly undermine the entire case, whether or not they were, lovers or not. I mean, if you hired him improperly, that ruins the case.
Sure.
Let's take a look at, though, what's gone down in the case. I mean, it's been entertaining. First of all, here's Fani Willis. Here's Fani Willis.
You never wrote him a check? Ma'am, I don't have checks. Cash is fungible. I've had cash for years in my house. I don't have as much today as I would normally have, but I'm building back up now. So you just put money in. It's a very good practice. I would advise it to all women.
But the cash comes from somewhere. And then to that, she said, my hard work and my sweat. No. But, I mean, cash comes from... Do you have any withdrawal slips for the cash?
And there was
Where
a lot of fingers pointing to, there was a lot of loose campaign cash out there, too.
Correct.
You're not allowed to use campaign cash fungibly in your own house for personal expenses.
How condescending was she on, ma'am, I don't have checks? Like, I will say checks are going the way of the dodo bird, but, I mean, they're not yet checks, you know.
There's she did bring a new fashion statement back, though, which is zipper in the front, as some people pointed out. Here's another clip of her testifying.
You're confused. You think I'm on trial. These people are on trial for trying to steal an election in 2020. I'm not on trial, no matter how hard you try to put me on trial. Let me tell you which one you lied in. Right here. I think you lied right here. No. This is the truth.
Judge,
and it is a lie.
So, quite a performance. And then there's Terrence Bradley. So he's Nathan Wade's attorney.
Correct.
And through the entire trial, he's been claiming, entire hearing, he's been claiming attorney-client privilege.
Correct. But then the judge reviewed some new information. So this week he was forced to go back and testify again because some of what those communications were considered not privileged anymore.
Right.
Man, did this guy not want to be on stand, and he tried not to give any information about his client. Listen.
Did you lie to Miss Merchant when you told her facts about Mr. Wade and Miss Willis's relationship?
Not that I recall. I don't recall I've testified to what I did know, so I can't recall.
It was the best lawyerly attempt you could see of just saying, I don't know, I have no idea. Clear, even from that, though, you could tell the straining of the realization that, hey, it's pretty tough to deny that something started beforehand.
Well, this will all end where we began, off the wall, with the judge saying that he will rule on this in 2 weeks. He could potentially remove Nathan Wade. He could remove Fani Willis and Nathan Wade, Pete. He could remove the entire prosecutor's office because they've thrown their weight behind Fani Willis. And then I'll say this, he could dismiss the indictment. If it is held that Nathan Wade was hired improperly, not through the process required by Fulton County.
And because of so much of the case is predicated on the case that's being made, which Fani Willis built the architecture around, if she goes, the whole thing could go, which is why this thing matters so much. There's a lot of pressure on that judge, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
These things are very political. So will he do it on the merits, or will he have to look out for his future, too? We'll see.
All right.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.